Hey folks, Vince Bruzzo here from Previews World. We're here at the DC booth and we're talking to the man behind the mask, Scott Snyder, dude. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for doing it. I really appreciate it.
We got Batman and Robin Eternal on the front cover of Previews coming out in August. What can you tell me about the book, man?
Well, thank you so much for being so supportive, first of all. But what I can tell you is that it's Robin's 75th anniversary this year. And what we really want to do with this book is celebrate the tradition, the legacy of Robin, and also tell a story that encompasses not only kind of all Robins at once, a globe-trotting sort of epic 26 to 30 issue story that spans like everything Bat related around the world, but also sort of explore the idea of Robin in a new way. We want to show why it's worth why Robin is always worth having with Batman. Why does Batman need Robin, and what does Robin mean? And not just that Batman is dark and Robin is light. Nothing you've seen before. We really want to explore it as something modern and different. So we're really, really thrilled with it. And I literally, we just had our summit a couple days ago. It was like a 2-day summit. We did the entire thing, we laid everything out. And I can tell you, I really think this season of Eternal is going to be even better than the first one. I'm very, very proud of the guys involved.
All right, this is springboarding off the previous one, and you're more or less like the showrunner for this project, because you got a rotating ensemble of guys who are working.
Yeah, James Tynan, who's basically a writing partner of mine, who was a former student I brought in. He's sort of being the showrunner of the series. I sort of made the Bible with him for it, so I made up the story. We invited in a bunch of writers, Genevieve Valentine, Ed Brisson, Tim Seeley again. It's a great lineup, and essentially what we and Steve Orlando, who's doing Midnighter, and a couple of new guys too that I'm very excited to have on the book. And what we wanted to do was basically sort of expand upon the thing we did the first time. I mean, the first time we were really getting our feet wet, where none of us had done a weekly series, and we wanted to do something that felt like it couldn't fit into 52 issues. It was completely packed. And along the way, I think, we couldn't be prouder of the story, but it was still a learning experience. For us with this one, we're seasoned, and we wanted to be this one it's a little bit smaller in scope, it's tighter, and it's even bigger. So we wanted to make it something where it's you cannot believe what you're getting for the price, the cover price, every issue, and it has every kind of crazy bad thing you want in it. Lots of villains, lots of reveals, lots of locales around the world. And at the end of the day, my job with it is to shepherd it into the world where James is the showrunner, these guys are the writers, they're doing the lion's share of the work on the story that I made up with James, and ultimately my job is to make sure that they're doing the best work that they can and to help them, just to be a mentor, to be able to sort of read all of the scripts, make sure they're where they need to be, and just give them the freedom to tell the story that they want to tell too as individuated creators. I mean, part of the joy of Eternal is letting each writer and artist do an arc that, while it's within the general plot line, within the plot line, and it clicks forward the pieces that need to be clicked forward, is also personal to them. Otherwise, what is it? It's just it's a paint by numbers job. So the deal is to sort of tell them the big story, let them pick their arcs, tell us why those arcs are important to them, why they want to use these characters. Do you want to bring in other characters that matter to you? Do you have ideas for it? And let each arc be really personal to the creators, that are running that arc. And I really honestly feel like this one is a notch up from the first one, and I'm very proud of them.
Well, I'm sure you're going to do the Dark Knight proud, sir. So thank you so much for taking the time.
No, thank you so much, and thank you to everybody picking up the book. I promise, we really try and think about the fact of how big an investment it is to read a Batman weekly. And for us, it's about giving you a bargain where you feel like you get out of this book and you're I can't believe it was only this much money for all of that. So it's really what we're trying to do, and do something that's, matters to us. So really, and you guys have been wonderful to us, so we love you.
Hear that, Previews World? Scott Snyder says, okay. Here's the man again. Hey, Batman and Robin Eternal, make sure you look for it. Coming out later this year, all right? Keep the faith. Keep reading comics.